What's going on, son?
I've got a Hudson Bay Gorget made probably around the 1700s.
Hey, Rick.
What's up?
What the hell's a 4J?
Came into the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my Hudson Bay Gorget. Hudson Bay is one of the oldest companies in the world. I want to try to get 100,000 out of it, but I'll have to see what he offers me.
What do you know about this thing?
As far as I know, it was made by Hudson Bay, somewhere probably around 1700s. I don't know a whole lot about it. My dad actually got it. He picked it up in an auction.
Do you know what he paid for it?
Second mortgage on his house.
Okay. These go way back in time. I mean, even the Romans had them. It was to defend against a knife thrust or a sword thrust to your neck. I know the Hudson Bay Company was one of the oldest companies in North America. They were a trade company. You know, they basically traded with Indians.
Hell, Rick, me pioneering this shop, maybe I ought to wear something like that.
I don't think that would fit around your head.
Okay.
All right. It looks like it might have been a trade piece to the Indians. That's Venetian glass.
Yeah.
And the glass beads is completely normal. They had to trade the Indians something for this. They didn't want cash. They didn't want coins.
Yeah.
They wanted stuff.
Yeah.
And how much you want for it?
Probably about 100,000.
You know, I don't see that happening.
Why not?
Because I think it's worth a lot less.
How much less?
Like 99,000 less. I can tell you right now, it's not 1700s.
All right.
Okay? Because you see this yellow-gray patina that's on it?
Yeah.
Okay? That tells me right away it's nickel silver.
Okay.
Okay? They're right around 20% zinc, 20% copper, 60% nickel. Zinc wasn't isolated really until the 1800s.
All right. What the f are you talking about?
Son, you're way out of line.
Basically, I'm just trying to tell you I'm not bullshitting you. I've seen auctions for these things, and they generally go for right around 1,500 bucks.
All right.
I'd offer you $1,000 bucks.
I don't know what you're smoking, man, but that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna take my stuff and leave.
All right, have a nice day.
That guy, I think he just thinks I'm some punk kid and wanted to lowball me. I'm disappointed I couldn't make a deal. I would have liked to have made the money.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Long time no see?
Ah, nerdy guy, Prius, Star Trek toys.
Yeah, that's me.
What do we got this time?
I got a Klingon batleth. It's a traditional weapon used by the Klingons in that Star Trek world. And I gotta get rid of it because I got a baby on the way.
There's no way you're married. There's no way you've ever had a girlfriend. I don't believe it.
Came to the pawn shop today to sell my Klingon batleth. It's a traditional Klingon sword. I'm looking for about $300, and the least I'll take is, I don't know, maybe 100 bucks.
So did you get it from a Klingon?
No, I didn't get this from a Klingon. Just a buddy of mine up north. You want to check it out?
I guess so. Let me see it.
You look like a badass with that in your hand.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. So, batleth is Klingon for sword of honor. The legend behind it is there's a mythical character in the Klingon folklore. His name was Kalis. He cut a lock of his hair, threw it in a volcano, dipped it into a lake, and formed this batleth.
The original Star Trek came out in the late 1960s. Even though it only ran for 3 seasons, it got a huge cult following over the years and eventually led to a bunch of spin-off series and movies.
It's made out of steel. It's got 4 points here, 3 handholds. Usually you're gonna use this for hand-to-hand combat, and you know, it's a pretty decent weapon to have.
So how does this work?
You could hold it up like a sword like this and you know, go into a slashing motion. You know, go for headshots, slashes, uppercuts, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit with the thing.
If anything, you could have your security hold it, right? You know, up front, make sure everything's check.
I think that's a good idea.
People acting up.
It would be pretty badass to have a Klingon sword in the shop. I'd carry it around all day and no one would mess with me. Well, how much you want for it?
I was thinking maybe 300 bucks.
What's scrap steel going for these days?
Not really sure, man.
I'll give you 100 bucks.
Dude, you think it's cool. Help me out here.
100 bucks.
This batleth, it's gonna appeal to sword collectors, Trekkies, sci-fi guys, you know, what have you. It's not, I don't think it's gonna sit too long in the store.
Ask for 110 and I'll say yes. That way you feel like you won, okay?
Can I get 110?
All right, deal. Okay, there we go. All right, Chum, you want to write them up?
I feel pretty good with the amount they gave me. I'm gonna take the $110 that I got and probably put it towards the nursery.
Hey, Rick, come check this out.
Earlier, some stuff came up broken in the warehouse. So I asked Travis to check out the security footage to see what happened.
I think I know what happened to the vase. Chum messing around with that sword.
Seriously? You know what I want you to do? I want you to email this to every employee in the company, explaining this is not how you work in the warehouse. People sometimes forget that I have cameras all over this pawn shop. I'm gonna make sure Chum knows he can't be doing this kind of stuff at work. Maybe if he's embarrassed, he'll stop doing things like this because just yelling at him's not working.
Can do.
Thanks.
What a dumbass.
It's funny, isn't it? He really thinks he's a Klingon warrior.
What the hell's everyone laughing at out here?
It's you. You're busted.
Right here, look. Who's that guy?
That doesn't prove anything.
You're turning red right now. Are you blushing?
No, I'm just pissed off that you guys are falsely accusing me.
Falsely accusing you of what? It's proof you did it. Okay, here's Chum dancing around like a moron. Okay, you hit the trash can. Oh, there goes the box with the vase inside of it. Now you run over, make sure you dust the box off, put it back on the cart, and run out of the room. I like the backspin move, dude. That looks really good on you, man. Where'd you learn that?
Mission accomplished. I don't think I've ever seen Chum this embarrassed. Hopefully, he learned his lesson, and that'll be the end of it.
Hey, Chum, did you see the latest version of your video? Travis put it on the internet last night. Chum Ninja. It's going viral, dude. It's got thousands of hits.
Oh. Hell yeah. I'm a badass ninja. Dump, look at those moves. Whoa. This thing is blowing up on the internet. Look how many views it has.
It's supposed to make you look like an idiot.
Made you look like an idiot. I'm gonna be an internet sensation.
You're still the idiot, Chum. Hey, guys, check out this book. I got a book signed by Shoeless Joe Jackson.
I thought he couldn't even write.
He barely knew how to write his name.
How much you pay for that?
$13,000.
Is that a good deal?
I think so. I think I'll at least double my money.
Hey, Rick, you got a COA on it?
Yeah, I got a certificate of authenticity. I think it's legit.
Cool. What did Rebecca think about it?
I haven't brought it to her yet.
Oh, my
Who
God.
looked at it?
I did?
That's just a lot of money not to bring somebody in on that. You're no book expert.
I know enough.
Yeah, you know enough to get your ass in hot water. We have rules about buying expensive stuff without getting it checked out first. For some reason, Rick thinks his fat head is above the rules.
This is a business with risk and reward. And I'm like 90% sure it's real.
I'm worried about the damn 10%, Rick. Why don't you take the book and go up to Rebecca's and let's find out about this now.
Makes you happy, I'll go see her now.
Bye.
Some people's children, right?
That's stone cold, Corey.
Hey, Rebecca, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. I bought a really cool book.
Okay, what is it?
Say It Ain't So, Joe, signed by Shoeless Joe Jackson.
You know how rare that is.
Yeah.
Rick popped in. I wasn't too surprised. He comes to me every now and then, but I was surprised by what he brought me.
It also comes with the certificate of authenticity, but I don't know this person at all.
Yeah, certificate of authenticity is only good as the person who writes them, right?
Yes.
There are less than a dozen signatures of Shoeless Joe that everyone can agree upon, so if this is another one, this is a really big deal. So you wanted to know about the book, right?
Yeah.
So it's an anthology, and it covers different essays about the darker side of sports. There are essays in here from people like Ernest Hemingway, P.G. Wodehouse, so some great names.
Okay.
But they're all reprints, too. So the Hemingway originally appeared in his Death in the Afternoon, and so it's a reprint from that. So as far as the book goes, you're not looking at a whole lot of value in the book, even as a first edition.
All right.
It's worth only about 50 bucks. But the signature, that changes things. This signature is real. This is by far one of the craziest things you brought to me.
All right, well, I paid $13,000 for it.
Oh, well, you either got a steal or you got screwed. You're looking at up to $100,000.
Oh, okay.
So what I have here is one of the only Joe Jackson signatures that all the authenticators can agree upon. So you can see how shaky it is. With someone who's not practiced at writing, they're not going to have the same muscles to be precise in their hand. So look at the J here. You see how it's got a curl, and you see how it's kind of moving a little bit. This one almost looks a little smoother on top, especially. Look at the A. This A here, he was struggling with. This one looks like a pretty normal A that someone would just do. And then the K here goes straight into an O, whereas this, the K, he tries to do the loop, right? So there are some differences here.
Would his signature be inconsistent since he wasn't practiced?
Possibly, and that's one of the reasons why all authenticators don't agree on every Joe Jackson signature. But the key with this one is that it's just too neat in its attempt to look messy. I'm not convinced that it's real. But it is so rare and so controversial because there are some signatures that all authenticators don't agree on. If you can get the consensus of the community, then you would still be good to go.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Talk to you
Sorry,
later.
Rick. In my opinion, the signature is not real. I felt terrible telling Rick that he had made possibly a $13,000 mistake. That's not news you want to give to anyone.
What's the verdict, Rick?
Says it could be worth up to $100,000.
Good,
All
give
right.
me.
That's awesome.
But
Uh-oh, I don't like a bot.
she's not fully convinced it's real.
Oh, my God.
Wait, she's not fully convinced or it's not real?
In her opinion, she doesn't think so.
So it's not real.
Well, no, I'm gonna send it off some more people. I'm gonna try and get a consensus on this
You
thing.
realize that could be like one of the biggest hits we've ever had around here. I don't know how many times my dad has lectured us about getting stuff checked out before we buy it. His ego finally got the best of him, and it cost him 13 grand.
If you're not sure about an item, just ask me, Rick. Come to me. I could call someone for you or something.
I'm gonna send it off to some other people, get a consensus, what people think. All right?
All right.
No risk, no reward.
I need to start taking more risk around here.
No, you will not take risks. All right, guys, we have history in the making right here.
What in the hell you got, son?
My Shoeless Joe Jackson book. Earlier, Rebecca, my book expert, said that the signature on this Joe Jackson book that I bought for $13,000 may not be real. So I sent it off to an authenticator who specializes in sports, and I just got the results back.
Let me see. Several factors became apparent during our thorough examination that prevented us from certifying the autographs, which means it's fake. It was drawn slowly, excessive pen pressure. The entire small case E in Joe's first name has been erased and signed over the original.
Great job, son.
Pretty much it's a bunch of stuff saying it's fake.
Just shut up.
Open up, you stupid bag. Come on, why won't you open? I was stocking the break room for the old man, and I found a whole bag of my favorite cereal. Every cloud has its chocolate lining. This sucks. Now I gotta clean up the whole break room. There's a first time for everything, I guess. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. I was doing my job, cleaning the break room, and I accidentally broke the coffee machine. But the old man's not gonna see it that way. So I went out and bought a new one so he won't flip out.
About time you did something for God and country. Where's the old coffee maker at, Chumley?
It's in the trash can.
Why did you throw away the old coffee maker? It worked.
Not after I broke it.
All right. Never mess with my coffee. I'm like a mama bear looking after her cubs. This stuff tastes like dog Chumley. What the hell is it?
It's coffee from the store.
Look, I'm a coffee connoisseur. I like my coffee. Go find some of the best you can find.
Okay. I'm a little nervous. The old man without his coffee is a scary thought. He might turn into a flesh-eating zombie and try to eat me. Hey, old man, check this out. Here you go. I brought you a cup too, Big Hoss. This is some real good coffee right there.
Sorry, buddy, I don't drink coffee.
I'm telling you, you will want to drink this, Corey. The old man told me to get him the best coffee on the market, and this stuff is supposed to be amazing.
Chumley, that is good coffee. Probably some of the best I ever tasted.
Sweet.
That is really good coffee.
What kind of brew is it, Chum?
Civet coffee. Have you ever heard of it?
That's civet coffee.
What the hell's wrong, Rick?
Civets are these little animals that look like a monkey, and they eat coffee beans, and they poop them out. That's what they brew the coffee with. It's monkey coffee.
I don't care what y'all say. It's good coffee. I'm gonna drink it.
You're actually gonna drink that?
Yeah, somebody did something right for once. Monkey poop or not, it's a damn fine cup of joe.
Here, you can have mine.
You're a loss of my gang, Corey.
As far as I'm concerned, dog could taste like ice cream. I'm still not eating it. What do you got?
I got something that a car guy just can't live without, and it's a Sun tune-up tester.
It doesn't fit through the front door, or?
Well, it would be quite a challenge to get it through that front door.
Now, why don't you bring it to the back? I got a storage place back there.
Okay, great.
Come on, Dad. I'm not sure what this guy has, but I am a car guy, so we might as well look at it. Haven't these things been replaced by a laptop?
No, I think they've been replaced by a smartphone.
I came to the pawn shop today to try and sell my Sun tune-up tester. I need to sell it because I just don't have the room for it. I'd like to get $600 for it, but I might consider a little less.
Where'd you get this thing?
Back in the day, I was a tune-up mechanic and used one of these, and about 10 years ago, I tried to find one, and I found a community college that had 10 of them in a lot.
So you wanted one of these pretty bad. Why?
Every once in a while, you run into a problem, you just can't figure it out. So you can either replace all the whole ignition system, or you can take a scope like this and put it on there, and you can fix exactly what the problem is.
I mean, back in the day, this was a really big deal. You really needed one of these to work on a car.
Machines like this were a great innovation. It saved mechanics a lot of time trying to figure out what was wrong with the car. Pretty futuristic stuff for the time.
So how's this thing work?
It's pretty simple. This measures volts and ohms, okay? This measured how much vacuum you're getting off it, and tachometer. And is that an actual oscilloscope?
It basically is an oscilloscope, yes.
It's a lot different nowadays. I mean, literally, you can just plug into the car and it'll tell you the coil pack is bad on cylinder number 7. But back in the day, you needed all this stuff. There wasn't as easy to test a motor.
This thing is pretty outdated in terms of technology. But on old cars, some mechanics can actually use this.
Should we just hook it up to the car to see what it does?
Do you mind?
No, I'd be glad to. So this arm swings out.
I feel like we're about to go into surgery or something here.
Oh, nice engine. All right, this goes on the #1 plug wire, and on the Volkswagen, it's up here. This goes on the wire to the coil, which is right here. This goes to ground, and then this goes to the coil. All right, if I get somebody to start the engine up. All right. You're seeing where the points are opening and closing, and this is the coil that's firing. And we can see the spark plugs, and they're all pretty even. That's pretty good. Now, if we want to see, if we suspect one cylinder's bad, we could turn one cylinder off.
You're pressing these buttons. Are you actually killing cylinders in the car?
Correct.
And you can turn the car off from this?
Sure.
I'm impressed.
It's definitely cool that this thing still works, but it's still a tough sell. I gotta find a guy who still uses equipment like this.
So how much do you want for it?
I'm thinking 600 is the bargain of the century for you.
I'll give you 200 bucks for it. It's so outdated. There's so few people in the world.
Why would you even pay 200 for it?
Because there's those old guys out there like Danny who refuse to learn the new stuff that might still be interested in it.
You have it in your shop and people come by and think you're the coolest mechanic in the whole world. Well, how about 400?
I mean, I just don't know if it'll sell, and it takes up so much space.
How about 300? I mean, I gave you a free diagnosis on your engine and...
275.
Well, as long as you promise not to tease me when I cry when I have to leave this here, it's
All
a
right,
deal.
no problem.
Thank
You're
you.
insane. What do I even call this thing?
It's a Sun tune-up tester. It's right there on the front of it.
All right, man, follow me.
We made a deal on 275, and since I'm in the middle of moving, it's gonna come in more than handy.
It was the stupidest thing you ever bought.
It is not stupid, okay?
The entire thing's been replaced by a laptop. If I brought my car somewhere and they were using one of those, I would leave.
What the
Okay,
hell are you two talking about?
Okay, I bought like a 1970s, 1980s old school car analyzer.
Might as well go throw it in the trash.
To be a small business owner, you gotta have imagination. And these guys have none. They give me crap every time I buy something just a little outside the box. But at the end of the day, I always end up making money, so I don't know why they even bother. I have a buyer lined up.
Who?
Danny.
Why would...
Hey, what did you pay for the damn thing?
275 bucks.
At times you're a friggin' idiot.
I don't understand why I never get any love in this family. It's ridiculous.
You don't deserve any.
Good to see you, Corey. Good to see you, Rick. Always. What you guys call me down for?
I got something really cool. I want you to come and check it out. Just
All
buy.
right, all right.
Come on, chum.
The guys usually call me to come down and check out either a car or a motorcycle or anything automotive or truck related. You don't see this every day, brother. Today, they kind of flipped the script on me. Rick said, come on down, I got something for you to look at. I figured, okay, it's gonna be another car. No, piece of equipment this time. This is cool, man. It looks like something out of a laboratory. It talks to old cars. I like that. You can check your compression on each cylinder with this as well. It helps you tune your carburetor.
All right, $1 million question. You want to buy it?
Hey, I was easing him into that, all right?
Okay, so that's why you call me. Does it all work?
It's cheap enough, and it does work.
What's your definition of cheap enough?
500 bucks. This thing literally had to cost like $6,000 or $7,000 when it was new.
Well, yeah, but, you know, so did a Yugo.
What will you give me for it?
How about 100 bucks?
I'll be honest with you, Danny. I paid 275 bucks for it. Give me a profit.
You may have overpaid for this.
By about how much?
By about 175 bucks.
$280. I'm only making $5, and I buy drinks tonight.
How about this, man? How about 100 bucks cash right now, and I'll buy the drinks tonight?
Just admit it. You paid way too much for this thing.
I'm never gonna admit anything. I'll see you tonight.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you tonight, man. We'll have a good time.
Okay, sometimes you gamble and lose, but I doubt if I'll ever hear the end of this. I guess I just gotta wait a day or two till my son screws something up, and everyone will forget about it anyway.